Alright, this is 48 Concli, and today here I have a Uberti single action army clone. This is a used firearm that I picked up personally. This is, I guess first to start off here, show that it is empty. One of the main reasons I got this was I've been kind of getting into revolvers a lot, and I've been kind of getting into reloading the 45 long Colt, and which this gun is chambered for. So I figured it was a natural progression. Don't really own a single action, so this was kind of a cool step to take. Kind of a faithful reproduction of the single action army. A lot of things on it are very similar. Some things are very different. Most of the key features of how it handles, I would definitely say they're closer than being off. Some of the things that aren't the same are like the finish and some of the, probably the build quality is probably quite a bit different too. But let's start off. It does have a 4.75 inch barrel. Pretty straightforward. It does have a matte black finish, which I'm not sure if it's a parkerized finish or if it's just like a sprayed on baked finish or necessarily what it is, but it does seem pretty durable. It does have some wear, if you can see here, on the cylinder. It goes right around from being shot, which, you know, that's how it goes. And it does have a full length push rod here for ejecting. It is a 6-shot revolver. That is, the cylinder is fluted. The weight of the gun is 2.2 pounds. And, you know, I ideally picked this up just for kind of plinking and to kind of work on some of my loads, shoot some cowboy loads through it, and really more of just a fun gun. I don't really have a lot of guns that I just buy for fun, but this is primarily a plinking, fun reproduction gun to try to do a little bit of cowboy action shooting. But like I said, I picked this up used at a gun show, and you know, I don't think I really went too bad on it. This is the Hombre version, which is it's actually the cheapest version that Uberti offers. They offer it in 357 and 45 Colt. Disassembly on this pistol is really quick. You just push this little button here, pull the pin out. Sometimes it's a nice tight fit, that's for sure. There we go. Make sure you have the loading gate open, and out it pops out. The cylinder walls are actually fairly thick, if you can see that. Not bad. You definitely want to shoot a full power 45 Colt that's only designed for the Rugers, like a lot of them are, because this isn't a heavy gun. It's made more for just your straight up cowboy shooting and cowboy loads. As you can see, the top strap here is quite thin. Like I said, it's traditionally styled after the single action army, and they didn't have the real super hot loads like we do nowadays available to us that push the 45 Colt up to 44 Magnum territory. A couple other things. There's no safety features really on it besides carrying on an empty cylinder. Not advised to carry it in a half cock situation. The firing pin is on the hammer, and it does protrude a little bit through, as you can see there. So, you know, you could do that maybe if you were just around on your property, but I'd definitely take a little extra consideration and carry with just 5 rounds. Some of the Uberti models offer there's like an extra groove here on the pin, and it allows it to be pushed through this hole on the back here, and you can kind of use it as a set off for the hammer, which would effectively work as a safety because it locks through here. But this model does not. I looked up the serial number, and this pistol is made in I think it was right around the year 2000. Not sure on the month, I can't remember. So it's, you know, it's been around. As you can see, it's got a little bit of wear there, but nothing that can't be fixed or nothing that really matters. So this is, like I said, kind of a plinking gun, and that's kind of what the purpose is for it. So, you know, maybe I might try working on the finish a little bit down the line if I feel like it. I feel like getting into a project, but kind of doubt it at this point, just because it is what it is. So I would have to say it's a fairly faithful reproduction. Obviously, material choices and, you know, finishes are not the same, but has your traditional Colt cock. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good, kind of like clockwork. Feels really nice. You know, some revolvers only have like a 2-click. Single action revolvers only have like a 2-click system. So that kind of follows through the Colt way of thinking. The trigger pull is very light. I'd have to say it's pretty light. I need to get a trigger pull gauge, but I'd say it's probably right around 3.5 to 4 pounds at the heavier end, because, you know, I wouldn't say it's like a hair trigger, but there's no real take up, and it just kind of goes, which that's very comfortable to shoot, especially in a nice light cowboy load from 45 Colt. You could plink with this probably all day long. As I said, it looks like somebody may have. So definitely seems to be a pretty good purchase on my end. I've only shot about 50 rounds through this, mainly being some cowboy loads I picked up. So, you know, nothing real heavy through here. I have shot some not critical defense, Hornady custom and some, I guess it was critical defense, through 45 Colt through this, and they shot pretty good. Like I said, you probably wouldn't want to get into the heavy stuff, but as far as the factory loadings, I think you'd be going to be all right. Uses. I could see this being used for multiple things. Concealed carry, maybe it's a little on the bigger end, thicker, longer. It's just an overall bigger gun. But you probably could. It depends on how comfortable you are with a single action. I mean, if you're gonna pull the trigger, you got nothing. You got to pull back every time. It's kind of like a manual. So I think for concealed carry purposes, you'd be limited unless you were to practice a lot with it. But as far as like a home gun, I think it'd really flourish. If you're going to walk through the woods, it wouldn't be a bad thing to throw on your hip, especially at the price point for the Hombre. I think the MSRP is $479. I mean, it's a beefy gun. You really can't do anything to really mess it up. I mean, hell, you could probably use it as a hammer if you wanted to. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty, you know, not heavy for real heavy loads, but heavy for actual weight. So, I mean, you could use it for probably a couple other different purposes. It got a lot of popularity, what it's modeled after, the 1873, for being kind of a cowboy gun. That's kind of the Old West credo to be, I guess. Everybody and their mother seemed to carry these back in the day. So I think in the same purposes that they carried, if you were, you know, a lot of guys, they were ranch hands and they carried something similar to this, and definitely a lot better than a black powder pistol, because you did have quicker reloads, and, you know, just seems to be a pretty nice gun. I don't know. I think purposely, I think that this would probably be best served as a plinking target cowboy action shooting gun. So that's probably what I'll do with it. The sights, you have a fixed blade style front sight on the barrel. You have a gutter on the frame, and with a little V notch in the back, if you can see that. The sights aren't wonderful, but it is your traditional sight pattern on a revolver of this type. So as far as that goes, pretty standard. So definitely think it was worth me picking it up, and I'll definitely do a video doing kind of a shooting review after I put some more rounds through it and kind of tell about how I think on it. So all right, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe or comment, like, or share, or not. I really, it always helps me out, so I like making these videos, and if you like showcasing guns like these, be sure to let me know. All right, thanks for watching.